So this is Daring Leader. He's 5-year-old Bay Gelding. His dam is Daring Life and his sire is Acclamation. And my dad's owned him since he was a yearling. So he used to be trained in Malpas by Oliver Greenall and Josh Guerrero. Where he showed a lot of promise, but I fell a bit in love with him when I named him as a baby. So we wanted to move him a bit closer to home. So he moved here last March, and since being with us he's won 2 races, come second twice and third twice, and I think he'll only improve from now. But he goes to sleep with me in his stable and everything. He's my absolute puppy and I'm completely devoted to him. He's my absolute baby, but hopefully he'll be running at the end of Feb and can continue flying a bit of a flag for the yard because he's been really good so far. Thank you. And then we've got baby Doris. She's a homebred, so her mum is Bithynia, who is one of our brood mares, who I look after quite a lot. She's down in the show jumpers barn at the minute because she's going to stud at the end of the month. And then her sire is Bellardo, so she's got a full sister down by the barn, and then she's got a half brother El Pinto, who's one of our racehorses. So she got broken in at the start of the year by Charlie, who does a few bits of breaking in and work with the show jumpers for us, and she's been going really, really well on the gallop so far, and she's got a proper attitude on her, but she's really lovely, and hopefully she'll be running towards the end of the year, maybe October time. But I'm sure she'll win races in the future. It's just obviously whether she'll be ready as a 2-year-old or not. And then in here we have the cheeky Benjamin, whose race name is You Nearly Missed Me, because Chris fell asleep in the horse box at the sales. I nearly missed him. He has had a few setbacks with a bit of, I think it's a tendon or a hock injury. But I think in time, once he's had time to just grow and develop a little bit more, he'll be a nice horse. I think he'll be one of the consistent ones like Daring and Gutter and the likes of them. But he's got really lovely owners who've owned horses like basically all their lives really, and they come and see him a lot. So, but he's a lovely character. He's just a big baby. And then this is my little filly, White Umbrella. She can be a bit shy, but she's the sweetest mare you could ever meet, and she just looks after everyone. She's won a few races for the yard. She's very, very consistent, and she loves Wolverhampton, which isn't a great lead up for all of us because it's looked down on, but she's given me a few great days out. I took her to Haydock last year, which obviously being local was a really big opportunity, and unfortunately she hated the ground, but it was a great day out with her. But then she picked up a bit of an injury last year just in her box. Just had a swollen leg, so we've given her since August off, which she's recovered from perfectly, which we weren't sure that she would, but she has. She made a full recovery, so she's got an entry for Wolverhampton this Tuesday, and she is good enough to win first time out, but obviously they always come on for the run, but she's always there or thereabouts. Like, she's only ever beaten there to there, so it's whether she's there or she's there, do you know what I mean? But she'll definitely win this season. And then we've got Blistering Barney, who is the world's worst crib biter, but we absolutely love him. He was trained by Chris in his racing career, and he won a really good race from at Nottingham, I think it was, when Chris only had 10 horses at the yard a few years ago. And Chris has had him since a 2-year-old, and he's now, I think, 10, but he's just basically a pet, really. He'll never leave, and he does this all day, but he gets a big fuss made of him, don't you, Barnes? Then this is Durette, who is one of our brood mares. She's really, really sweet. She started off her career in France, and then she went to Ollie Murphy's yard, and then came to Chris, where she won a race and placed a few times, and then just fell out of love with it, so retired, and has been here as a brood mare since. So she's had 2 babies who are both here, and she's pregnant again, I think to Falco, either Falco or Dragon Dancer. So she'll be due in about May time, but she's really sweet. And then we've got Mad Casey. She's an unraced, I think she's 4 now. And yeah, she's just had a setback, but hopefully she'll be back ridden this year and we'll make it onto the track. But we all love Casey, although she's a bit bonkers. And then this is Jim's box, but he's, I think, about to get ridden or he's on the walker. And then this is a very special horse. This is Whispering Cloud. She's owned by Joe, who's literally down the road, and he comes every single morning to see her. He absolutely loves her to bits. She was meant to be a show pony, and the owner said that, you know, they think that she could also have a career in racing, so they sold her as a racehorse. Joe bought her. She came to us in July, and she's not really mature enough at the minute to show much on track, but we're hoping that we'll get there. And she's got the best attitude ever. Like, she really, really wants to do well for you, but yeah, she's not showing much so far, but hopefully that will change. And then this is El Pinto, who is baby Doris's brother. So his mum's Bithynia, who again is one of our broodmares. He is 4 now, and he's been quite frustrating because we've always thought a lot of him. And when he was a 2-year-old, I think I first started here about a month before, or 2 months before he ran for the first time. And he always just stood out. And as a 2-year-old, he ran at Doncaster for his first ever race, where he finished, I think it was fifth out of 16, but in front of him were the likes of Godolphin and things like that, so you can't really fault him for that. And then he ran next time out at Redcar, where he finished second, but he drifted 5 lengths to the right, or to the left, and obviously lost a lot of ground doing that, so he put himself out the race, but David Allen couldn't pull him up afterwards, so we always knew he'd do well. But last year we just never had him right. He needed gelding, and then he just didn't recover from it as well as we hoped he would. But this year, hopefully he's back better than ever, so he's definitely exciting, especially being a homebred. This is 2 for the Gutter. He's been a bit of a legend for the yard, and he's got a very big personality as well to match. He acts like he's really cheeky, but you go in his stable and he's actually loves people, but he likes to pull faces at you. And he's the biggest foodie ever. You cannot come in this yard without a carrot or a polo without Gutter sniffing it. He loves fast ground, and I think that's the key to him. If he's on anything slower than good, he'll probably not run well. But when he gets this ground, every single time he's in the frame, always in the top 3. But he tries so hard for us, and Gemma absolutely loves him. She rides him most days, and Lily's been riding him a lot often, but he's just a proper legend, really. Golden Move was in here. He was one of my dad's, but he went to his new home yesterday. So this is Betty Bassett, who is owned by Andy Bell, and she comes to us on holiday from me and Williams, but thanks Betty, but luckily we've got to keep her to train, so she's enjoying a bit longer of a holiday, but she'll be back in training quite soon. And then this is I See the Sea, who's just an absolute gentleman. He came to us from Philip Hobbs' yard on holiday, bit of a similar story to Betty Bassett. He came to us on holiday over the summer, lived out with some horses that we got from Paul Nichols as well. And luckily, again, we got to keep him. And he's won a race for us and come second and come third since we've had him. So he's been really good. And he ran this week, I think it was on Tuesday at Ayr. He's Lily's first ever lead up, and it was the worst ground literally ever. So he didn't like it and got pulled up and looked after, which was good, but he's a proper gentleman. And this is Darbucks, who again is a very special horse for his owners, Stephen Darby and Will Buckley. They absolutely love him to bits, and again come and see him quite a lot. But yeah, again, he's very consistent. He has been here since, I think, a 2-year-old from the Breeze Up Sales. So Anna, who rides him every day, again, absolutely devoted to him. She loves him to bits. And yeah, he's Starbucks. Everyone loves Starbucks. And then at the very end, we've got our little Dance Hello. Dancey. Who was just doing a yoga pose. She was doing her stretches. We only got her last June, I think it was. Her owners are here this morning, but she is one of a kind, aren't you, Dance? She's the sweetest little filly ever. She literally has never ever put a foot wrong since being here. and you could do anything with her. You could put a baby on her back and she'd just be very chill about it. But she ran a few times for us. She came to us from Corbex, didn't do very well because the ground was too fast, so she got a handicap mark, and Joanna Mason, I think it was, gave us a feedback that she thinks she wants soft ground, put her on soft ground, and she looked like she might have won because she absolutely stormed clear, and then she just hung really, really, really badly with Isabel Chalmers, who gets on with her on board, which was unfortunate for both of them, but she managed to finish a good fourth in an all right race. So hopefully this year, once she's matured a bit and on her soft ground, she'll be winning, hopefully. And then this is baby Hadley. This is Durette's baby, and he was quite sick as a baby, so that's why he's not really as grown and ready as baby Doris is. They were both born around the same time, but he'll be getting broken in soon, and he's got a very willing, cheeky attitude, so I'm sure he'll do well.